Hi, I'm Darren Crooks and welcome to ForCultSake. This is my solo show where I talk about films that I believe are lost in time, don't get the recognition they deserve, or just not enough people are talking about them. In this episode, I'm going to be talking about Dead Man on Campus. This is one of my favourite comedies of all time. It's considered more of a black comedy, and we'll get into why shortly enough. This film was made by MTV Films, and it was the first film by them to get an R rating. And the only reason it got an R rating, I believe, is because of the subject matter, which is teen suicide. It was directed by Alan Cohen, who, other than this, I think has only done music videos as far as I know. It stars Tom Everett Scott as Josh. You might know Tom Everett Scott from the American Werewolf in London sequel, which is American Werewolf in Paris. You might also know him as Emma Stone's husband from like the last 10 minutes of La La Land. He sort of just became that guy who's in films every so often. Dead Man on Campus is about Josh, who gets a scholarship into college to become a doctor, basically, so he's a medical student. As long as he keeps his grades up and keeps his head above water, he'll be completely fine. He gets a job in housing for extra credit and stuff like that. First day is going completely fine. He moves into his new shared accommodation. He meets one of his roommates, who's played by Jason Segel, in one of his first ever appearances in a film. He basically plays an angry, horny Catholic schoolboy who has now went to college. As later on in the day, he meets his second roommate, Cooper, who is played by Mark Paul Gosselaar. Can't pronounce the second name, don't really know what it is, but he played Zach in Saved by the Bell, and he also played either Franklin or Bash in Franklin and Bash, that TV show about the lawyers. Can't remember which one he was. Cooper is basically the exact opposite of Josh. He is a stoner who does not go to any classes, and college is basically a party to him. It's not long before Cooper's lifestyle starts to rub off on Josh, and he starts focusing less on his schoolwork and starts focusing more on getting stoned, getting drunk, partying, and getting with girls. This results in Josh failing his midterm exams, putting his scholarship at jeopardy. It is around about the same time that Cooper gets a visit from his dad saying, if you don't buck up and start getting good grades, you're getting taken out of college and I'm going to make you work cleaning toilets. So the two roommates decide they need to find a plan to get their grades up. Josh's idea is simple: become study buddies, keep each other on track. Cooper is not up for this idea at all. He just wants to get drunk and forget what's going on in life. Soon after that, they come across a loophole which says if a person who lives with you dies by their own means, committing suicide, you will get straight A's because of grievance. So the plan erupts, and this is where the plot sort of comes into fruition with this film, that Josh and Cooper are going to go out and try and find the most depraved, depressed, fucked up individual they can, get them to move in with them so that they can push them over the edge, causing them to commit suicide and resulting in Josh and Cooper getting straight A's. That's why this film gets called a black comedy, because it really is a dark subject matter whenever you think about it, but the movie never really takes it seriously in that sense. Like, it's not making fun of suicide by any means, but it's not taking its own subject matter seriously. It's always played off as laughs. There's always jokes thrown in at people's expenses. That's the reason why I think this film really didn't do well in the mainstream market, because nobody wants to touch taboo subjects like that. And for a lot of people, they might not find it funny. I did. I found it very funny. It's one of my favourite comedies out there. But like I said, I can understand why a lot of people didn't like it. It is a bit of a slow film at times, but I always feel like there's enough jokes to keep it rolling, especially whenever they do get into actually, it's about half an hour or so into the film whenever they actually are going out to try and find somebody to move in with them, and they go through about 3 or 4 different people. And just seeing all these different characters come in and all is quite good. And it's only sort of towards the end that it hits home how serious the situation is, and they start to think about what they're actually doing. I don't think the film ever really grasps the message it's trying to send, but I feel like part of that was the point that nobody does take teenage suicide very seriously. You can't even buy this film over here in the UK. I had to get a Region 1 copy of it, which is basically, that's the region they have in America for DVD players. Over here we have Region 2, and if you're Region 0 you can watch it anywhere pretty much. Lucky enough I have a Region 1 DVD player, so it wasn't too bad for me that way. The weird thing about this film for me was that it really did sort of invoke a weird, not obsession, but a curiosity of suicide. Like, Not in the way that I wanted to do it myself. I've never had thoughts like that, but it was more what would push somebody so far to the point that the only way they thought out would be to kill themselves. I became fascinated with that whole sort of thing whenever I was a kid, and I don't know why, because it is a morbid thing to be interested in, but I think whenever I sort of got into it all, it was sort of nice to have something that took a humorous look at the situation, but then it's not a funny thing, it's not something to be made light of and made fun of, and I feel like that might be sort of what the point of this film was at times, was they were making light of a dark subject to maybe try and bring it to more of a mainstream audience, and maybe people will start to think about it a bit more, that this is a thing going on in a lot of people's lives. But whether or not they actually have that intention with the movie is completely beyond me. I don't know. That was what I thought then, is what I still sort of think now, is like, did they try and have a deeper meaning to this movie other than just, oh, this is funny, they're trying to get these kids to kill themselves, aren't they such quirky characters? But no, at the end of the day, Dead Man on Campus, it is a product of its time, which was the late 90s. It is evident from watching it. You can tell from the visual style, the music, and the dress sense, this is full on late 90s. It's a film that I have never really heard anybody talking about, and whether or not that's a good thing or not, and whether or not I'm clouded by rose tinted glasses watching this film now because of how nostalgic I feel for it, I don't know. I'm pretty sure the whole film's on YouTube, so if you do want to check it out, be my guest and let me know what you think of it now. Is it something I shouldn't be enjoying, even though I do, and I will continue anyway? Or do you think it has a deeper message to it than what might come across? Now, this is the bit that's going to be cliche, and that is, if you or anyone you know is feeling depressed or has these suicidal thoughts, then there's always somebody out there to speak to. I am one of those people. Like, if you message me on unofficialreview92@gmail.com, I promise that I will get back to you and talk to you and try and help out any way I can, especially in this fucked up time that we live in, where we're all stuck indoors. I know for a lot of people that can cause things to get worse, so there's always somebody out there listening. I'm one of those people, and I'm sure you have people in your friend circle or family that will do the same for you. There's also Samaritans who you can call at 116-123 and they'll talk to you. I'm pretty sure they're 24/7. Alternatively, if you want to text somebody, if you text SHOUT to 85258, they will come, they will talk to you and try and help you through whatever you're going through at the time. So yeah, no matter what the cause or case is, there's somebody there to talk to. So I hope you're all looking after each other, and I hope you continue to look after each other, look after your loved ones, and look after yourself. Don't go outside unless you really have to, and hopefully you'll enjoy these videos. I sort of went off on one during this video talking about Dead Man on Campus, but I really do think it is a forgotten comedy gem that you should definitely check out, and give me some feedback, let me know what you think. But yeah, for now, thanks for watching, and I'll see you the next time I do one of these solo videos. It could be about ForCultSake, it could be something random like the TikTok video I did last week, but yeah, let me know what you think in the comments below. If you like it, if you don't. Please subscribe, hit the bell, all that sort of stuff. You know YouTube, so go for it. Also check out the website ForCultSake.com, because we have loads of articles going on there that aren't on this YouTube channel, and these videos are also up there if you want to do everything at once. If you want to read articles and if you want to watch the videos, do it all at ForCultSake.com. And if you want to write for us, just email me and we'll get something sorted and I'll get you on the website. Cheers. Thanks for watching.